just waiting for the track. I'm just waiting. I swear, man. If it's Hungary, I'm gonna cry. Just don't be hungry.
Oh my god, Nuggetich!
My God, Nuggetich!
Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh, no! Yep, GG's everyone.
What is up guys, it is Simba here and welcome back to another League Racing video on F1 25, and today it is another round of WOR's Mystery Season, round number 5 for the Hungarian Grand Prix. The previous video is on screen and the link is in the top right. We had a very eventful race in Bahrain and I think you'll enjoy it. So go check that one out, and if you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit the like button, get subscribed for more F1 25 content. We're going all the way to the end of this game cycle, and I promise there'll be a lot less corners like how we've just taken turn 2. So let's talk about this track. Notoriously known for a severe lack of overtaking. It's hard to make overtakes, and on a game which is fundamentally difficult to make overtakes, this is genuinely one of the worst tracks on the game, and I do not enjoy it. So today is going to be a survival act, and we're trying not to be last, as we've really done a great job of that. We're currently 10th out of 11 people to set a lap with a 15.2. Silo on pole right now has done a 14.2. So we have got some time to find, and the exit of this last corner isn't really going to help.
We don't talk about that exit.
And we brush it to the side as we've got DRS and overtake available down the main straight towards turn number 1. Down to third gear. Oh dear. Not the best apex you'll ever see. We somehow gain time on the exit though, as SCI Snack does a 14.0. The SCI guys are relentlessly quick, especially over one lap. We actually get ourselves a 10th up after turns 2 and 3. Stay nice and tight through turn 2 this time. Into turn number 4. Flat out, basically in 6th gear. Down 2 gears through turn number 5 as we go into turns 6 and 7. Into the chicane. Nicely done over the curbs. If you find that funny, please grow up. As we go through 8, 9, not exactly the cleanest or the smoothest way through. We lose a bit of time on the exit, but this is where we can gain time through turn 11 as we don't actually slide on the curb. And now we're half a second up. This is looking a lot nicer. Through turn 12, not exactly the smoothest turn in there, but we get it done. Through 13, the penultimate corner, nice and early on the traction, straightening up the car for turn number 14. This long right-hander takes us to the line, and it's a much-needed improvement. It is P12, but we are only less than a 10th away from FRT Dawid in P10. So SCI looking rapid in qualifying, but
Right, here comes the clusterfuck of waiting for people to get on with it on the final corner.
it might be a window of opportunity for us to get a little bit higher. So we're going to need another big improvement if we're going to sneak into the top 10. We're currently 16th. We might as well go for it, as the only way is up. DRS and overtake used down the main straight towards turn number 1. Heavy on the brakes as we meet the curb on the left hand side, hitting the apex into the first corner. Decent exit on the way out, and we have gained 700 off the bat. Turn 2, open up the entry, not as tight as before, but the exit is a lot cleaner, and we're straight on the power through turn 3 towards turn number 4, where we are just under 400 up. It's flat out through 6, much smoother on the way through. Down 2 gears, bit wide, bit of a slide on the exit, and that's going to cost us quite a lot of time. I'm thinking at least a 10th as we send it through 6 and 7, and now we're going to try and be a little bit smoother through 8 and 9, especially through 8. And 9 is a lot smoother on the exit as well. So now we're back to being just under half a 10th up. Using the overtake midway through turn 11, and now going into turns 12, 13 and 14. The final part of the lap. Nicely done through 12. Much smoother on the way through. Silo with a 13.9. Please go and touch grass. That'll turn 13. Into turn number 14 now for the final time. We are 2.5 tenths up. So where is this going to put us as we cross the line? It's only 14th, but to be fair, it wasn't exactly a great lap before the final sector, and we're going to have to settle for P15.
13.9. mental, man.
And you can just hear me surprised that Silo's lap are 13.9, the only man to beat the 74-second barrier, and he's done it by a couple of hundredths of a second, so fair play to him. We're 15th. There was a lot of time in the lap, I think through turn 2 and turn 4, no, turn 5 actually. There was a lot of time in it, and we didn't quite get those right. We're only a tenth and a half of Max van der Geest in P10, and considering I'm learning the bearings of the lap during the session, it's not too bad, but we are lacking that pace over one lap, which is not really a surprise. But let's get into the race, because that's where you score points, ladies and gents. I'm going to see what happens. The hard tyre is banned once again, so the medium tyre is going to be a cherished one across the grid. We're going to start on softs, get them out of the way, and use the mediums as the best race tyre for the end of the Grand Prix. So let's do it then. First time around Hungary on this game. 5 red lights in front of us at the Hungaroring, and the lights come out, and we are on the way around Monaco without the barriers. We get a decent jump on FRT Dawid on the medium tyre, going for the ult strategy as we go round the outside into turn number 1, trying to keep things clean as we draw alongside the Sauber of Schumacher, who gives us a squeeze off the road, and you can hear me say not surprised about who's pushed us off the track. He actually had a lot of space on his right hand side out the exit of turn 1, but he decides to squeeze us out anyway. Thanks for that. Anyway, still intact. There's quite a bit of scuffle going on. Into sector 2 we go now, as we're looking to try and reclaim the place on FRT Dawid. Bit of a slide from the Haas in front of us, as we're still just trying to find our feet and just settle into this race. It's a long race, 35 laps around here. It's quite a mental test, as you've got to work wearing with track limits. There's 2 cars off the road through turn 8, and on the exit of turn number 9, the RB of Van der Geest goes flying off the road. We had a look at the inside on Dawid going into turn number 11. We couldn't quite get it done. That opens the door for RSC's Misha up the inside into turn 12. We've got to leave him the space on the inside line into turn number 13. I'm determined to keep this position. We show him the door on the outside line, and we have actually made up not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 places on the opening lap. Another great first lap from yours truly, as we are quite strong at gaining places and just keeping our wits about ourselves off the bat in a Grand Prix. You can see Dawid going up the inside of the Red Bull going into turn number 1. He's eager to get on with it despite being on the harder compound tyre for this race, but things do settle down. As you guys know, on F125 it's hard to overtake, and this track, like I've mentioned before, is notoriously difficult, which makes this track one of, if not the worst track to race on in the game. It doesn't feel great to drive, especially in our situation where we put on a makeshift qualifying setup, a makeshift race setup. The setup felt good in the race, to be fair, and that's going to prove crucial because people are pitting really early at the end of lap number 5. So we're going to try and go a bit longer, and Dawid, you can see, making a very crucial move for his strategy as he passes the Red Bull of Rain there. So he's up into P4. He's going to just romp away on those medium tyres, which are going to be the better compound at this stage. The softs really don't have much of a lifespan, which is why we want to get them out of the way as soon as possible. You can see the Red Bull pits at the end of lap number 6.
I'm going to push on this one.
And we've opted to go a little bit longer. On to lap number 7 we go. It's not been a great in-lap. We're yellow in the first 2 sectors, but the tyres were going around 8% a lap, which is really, really high. And thankfully, we won't have to put up with this for the rest of the Grand Prix, as we're going to box on lap number 7, as the tyres haven't even hit 60% yet. So we've done a great job in managing these tyres. We're sliding into the pit lane, though, as there's not much rear grip anymore on these soft tyres. You can see Quantum up ahead has a 10-second speeding penalty, which is quite a clumsy mistake for someone as quick as him. So that's going to hold him back for the rest of the race. So now we're on the mediums.
Huge. Stream is good. Good. Good to hear. We're going to lose a lot of time, but fresh tyres might do the trick.
And that is the main consequence of pitting later than everyone else. You can see we've come out in 18th place, only ahead of the Ferrari of TF10 Wards, who's actually managed to get a move to Ventari. So congrats to him. He's been looking pretty good in the last couple of months. He'll be looking to pass us here, and I'm quite eager to make sure that doesn't happen, because we're going to try and use our fresher tyres to good effect. You can see Monza up ahead already has a penalty, as you can see Nicholas in the pits, along with Misha as well. So we've got a very nice undercut and a nice buffer to those guys behind us, and we're just going to have to get on with it now. We've set an 18.3 at the beginning of lap number 10, and we've reeled in Monza by quite a distance already. So by the time we get to a few laps later, with a very nice transition from yours truly, a lap later we are in the DRS range. So now we can try and use our fresher tyres to good effect and see if we can make some moves happen. But unfortunately,
shit. Oh, that's a long way to go as well. Fantastic.
We get our second warning of the day on lap 11, within probably the first third of this Grand Prix. So it's going to be a really, really long way to go. 24 laps without getting a warning around Hungary. Remember, we got the first one on the opening lap with Schumacher squeezing us out. So if I do get a penalty, I'll make sure to move my face cam to the left to make sure the race director shows we don't have any other warnings for the rest of the race. But we don't want to get to that scenario. Here we are trying to pass Monza, but unfortunately,
there's no point training everything just for one straight. Jesus Christ. He's made about 3 different mistakes on this last lap alone, and I still can't do anything.
We simply cannot find a way through, and you heard me stuttering through my words as I'm trying to say Monza's made several mistakes over that previous lap, and he still find a way to be ahead of us.
Fuck me, this is boring. I should have brought my pillow.
And you can hear me just reenacting Max Verstappen in Monaco nearly 2 years ago now, just saying I should have brought my pillow. This was really, really, really boring. I'm not going to lie, guys. This was really difficult. I was actually quite tempted to close my eyes and have a nap, as we might be seeing some action finally on lap 17. The second round of stops is nearly upon us, and Monza wants to get on with it. We know how aggressive he can be with racecraft. He's going to switch to the inside from the outside for turn number 2 on Fannis Bernoda, and Fannis Bernoda just stays ahead. We're going to try and squeeze our car on the inside through 3, and unfortunately, again, there's not much of a way through, which really isn't ideal. So we're going to have to sit behind this Mercedes and just wait. He makes a bit of a mistake through turn 5 into 6. We have a bit of a look, but that is all we can do, and the frustration and the boredom is just growing. Meanwhile, Dawid has recently pitted onto another set of medium tyres, and he's got a huge advantage of at least 3 or 4 laps.
Why here, bro? Just go through. Why at the chicane, bro?
Well, I said 3 or 4. It might be 5 or 6. Maybe 7, as he sends it at the chicane. I'm a bit miffed because I didn't really know why he'd go for it there, as he's trying to minimise time losses. Meanwhile, there's a car in front of us going slowly, and that is Schumacher struggling as Dawid just squeezes him onto the curb through turn number 12. And now there's all sorts of things kicking off. You can see Dawid just shoving Monza right out of the way. We're nearly going into the back of the Sauber as they both retreat to the pit lane. We come out unscathed, and some very intriguing things going on as we finally get a bit of a break from Monza and Schumacher in front of us. You can see now Fannis Bernoda, who apparently managed to get a move to SCI as well. More on him a little bit later. He's in the box at lap number 19, and we're going to go a little bit longer.
And obviously, if anything, he lost obviously 6 places all that time and just couldn't get past anybody. That is wow. What? Okay. Not too sure if you're on board with that. The silent with epic fail, and yeah, I say no. To VSC though.
Yes, I wasn't, and then I saw something into the wall.
Virtual safety car, virtual safety car. Reduce speed.
Why do we even have this? Right, why do we even have this VSC? I don't even know why.
Another brilliant moment of racecraft involving Epic Veil brings out a virtual safety car, and this is going to be a huge moment in our race, because we chose to stay out. We pitted a little bit later than everyone else, and now we might benefit with track position.
Why so out of the race?
Let's see what happens. Well, I'm slightly confused as why Silo's out of the race. He's given up after getting front wing damage. But now, as we come out of the pits, we could be P8. Could we be P8 as we come out of the pits? You can see Monza's just going to get ahead of us. But regardless, we're on fresh tyres and we're in the points.
But that's huge.
From that VSC, which is fantastic. I didn't think we actually were going to, I thought this was our maximum position we'd be fighting for because we've given away track position in not one but both pit stop phases. But now, we've got a clear run on Monza. Gavroche retires from a drive-through penalty he got under the VSC. That makes us P8, make that P7 as we breeze past the Mercedes into turn number 1. We get the move done, and that is us up into P7 in the Hungaroring.
Man.
And you can just hear me saying really happily, let's go, because now we've got clean air, we've got fresher tyres, and we've got Monza out of the way. We've managed to get him out of our DRS range by the time we come to the end of the lap. Purple sector 1, personal best in sector 2, and we are going to go purple.
Look at that. Beautiful.
And this is a dreamy start to the second stint of the race. We've pulled away from Wards as well by a good 1.7 seconds. We're only 3 seconds behind Quantum, who's fighting Epic Vale up the road. So maybe we could catch and maybe pass them. We'll see. As the pace is feeling pretty good. You can see now, lap 26. We haven't really caught up to Quantum, but we have caught up to our supposed teammate for the race, Epic Vale.
Let's hope he plays nice. Please don't make this difficult.
Now, his pace has completely dropped off, and that's because he's got front wing damage, and I'm hoping he makes it easy, but he goes into the pits. And that is another retirement, by the way, in this race. It's becoming a race of attrition here, as Darwin makes his second stop as well. So that puts us up into the top 5, which is incredible. From where we started, which was 15th on the grid. Now, the last few laps, you can see we're 2.7 seconds behind Quantum, but Quantum served his 10-second penalty, and he's still trying to chase down Tony Rocher for a podium finish. So Quantum showing really good pace and a really good recovery to aid his chances in the championship if he wants to try and challenge for the title. But for us, this is where things just get really boring. We just chill. We kept Wards and Co at an arm's length. You can see they're kind of fighting each other on the final lap of the race. For us, it was just about staying focused and just keeping the car on the road, just staying away from track limits. And you can see the gap between myself and Quantum. It has ballooned to nearly 7 seconds, but I couldn't really care less. There was not much point taking much risk from our perspective, because we've been in clean air, we've just been given a lot of track position as well. There was no point taking unnecessary risks. Meanwhile, the race winner is going to be SCI's Vola Kongen back on the grid, and he's back on the top step of the podium as he wins the Hungarian Grand Prix ahead of Snack, and then Tony will complete the podium. Quantum 4th, but for us, it's more points, but it's a lofty P5, our best finish yet.
Let's go, man. Yes! What a result. Let's go. Oh, huge. Huge.
Simply lovely. P5 in the Hungarian Grand Prix, a track that I was dreading at the start of this video. It's turned out to be our best race on this game from P15 on the grid. The pace felt great, the racecraft was really good. We were one of the main beneficiaries from that VSC, but a little bit of luck doesn't really hurt every once in a while. And a big shout out to Fanny Spinoda. He actually had a quali ban for this race and he ended up P6. So huge result for him, a huge result for us, and Wards as well in P9. There was a few drivers across the grid, including Fanny Spinoda, Wards, Silo, and Monza, who were very happy for me to get P5. So shout out to you guys. I do appreciate the support, and it's nice to have a couple of drivers rooting for you as well, which is nice. So yeah, what a race. I'm really happy with this because there was a stage in this game cycle where I was really demotivated. I really wanted to quit. But since World in Mexico, we've been driving at a really high level. Some of the races beforehand haven't exactly gone to plan and never really showcased what we can do in these races. But today is the day that we got it done, and it's a big reward for it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit the like button, get subscribed for more. Check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. And there'll be more to come. Until then, take care. and I will see all of you in the next one.